Hey, what's up, guys? How is everyone doing today? We're going to do a quick sound check, if you would. I'm going to have somebody just shoot me a text and let me know that this was working okay. I was having some technical difficulties. I've been traveling all day, so I got home and then immediately had to hop in here and do this. So, just gonna have somebody check my sound real quick, and if it sounds all right, we'll get this underway. This shouldn't take too long. I've just got some stuff I want to put out there and get everybody on the same page. Let's see here. All right. Okay, so my name is Ryan Schadel. I am the President and CEO of Labor Smart Incorporated, ticker LTNC. Of course, most of you know that if you're here already. So I'll give you a little background to why we're having this this particular news announcement. A few weeks ago, as most of you know, a deal was pitched to me by an associate that I've known for a few years, at least 10. So the deal sounded pretty good, and I was interested to the degree that I am at any deal, because I get presented with lots of them, and I always take a listen. And if it's got promise, I continue. If not, I just move on. Most of them end up just moving on. So this deal came around. I listened to the initial pitch, and frankly, it did sound too good to be true. So I was very skeptical. I asked for proof, and really, it didn't take long. Next thing I know, I'm on a Zoom call, and I got the proof that I had requested. So I put that really kind of at the top of things to be doing, top of my list, and we started doing due diligence. A lot of phone calls, a lot of back and forth. I talked to people that are involved in the deal. Most of you, probably aware who those some of those people are, because they've tweeted at me. And okay, after careful consideration, we did the deal. I signed it. I sent the signed agreement over to them, and this was not done lightly. But I came to the conclusion that this was a deal that we just couldn't pass up. Okay, I've always looked at, when we do any kind of deal, I've always looked at how does that impact the shareholders, and I've always tried to do things with the shareholders in mind. Okay, in this particular deal, I believe will take shareholders farther and faster than I ever could only doing staffing. So the acquisition has been completed of Takeover Industries. Now, this is a pre-revenue, early stage deal. Okay, the upside on this deal is insane. If we do this right and we execute, the revenue numbers that we have put up previously will be an afterthought. Okay, so I want to give you the terms of the deal and kind of tell you what the future is going to hold based off of what's been presented to me and the decisions that I've made and the actions that have been taken. Okay, so terms of the deal: we are going to issue 6.8 billion shares for the acquisition. Now, these are 6.8 billion restricted shares, and I really can't emphasize that enough. These are 6.8 billion restricted shares. Okay, these shares will not affect the float. These shares are restricted for a minimum of 12 months, and these are common shares. Now, I believe that issuing common shares keeps all parties in alignment, and it keeps us all really on the same page of what we want to achieve out of the value of the investment that we've all made. Okay, so this keeps us all focused on the same goals. And common shares is the way that we do that. And again, they have to wait 12 months before they can monetize them at all. And then they would be considered insiders. And so there will be additional restrictions on how quickly they could sell those shares. So I know there will be a lot of questions about that. To me, it's really a non-issue based off the value that I feel that we will get out of this. Okay, so anybody who's been around knows that this business is my baby, and we've built something awesome. And like I said, I've always tried to make decisions with the co-owners, shareholders, I call them co-owners, in mind. And I really feel that this deal has, it's a for me at least, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. The labor business has been great to us, and this deal, it doesn't really fit with labor. Neither did the pizza business, but it was an opportunity that I felt at the time was going to pay off for shareholders, and I believe this deal is the biggest deal that I've ever done and probably ever will do. Okay, so which leads me to this. All right, so I've gotten us here. We survived through COVID. We came through Corona stronger. We cleaned up the balance sheet a lot in the last year. We've cleaned up the share structure. I've gotten us to the gates of the promised land. All right. Now, I'm a street fighter, and I'm great coming out of the gate. I don't mind getting my knuckles bloody, and I'm not afraid to fight to get us out of the trenches. So I've gotten us here to the gates, at least I feel, of the promised land. But it's going to take a different kind of fighter to get us through the gate. It's going to take someone that's a little more polished, that's a little more experienced. I think most people would agree. My style's a little edgy. We'll call it edgy. And that's gotten us here, okay? But it won't get us there, all right? So Joe Pavlik, who is part of this deal, and you'll be hearing a lot from him here real soon. Joe Pavlik will be taking over as president of Labor Smart Incorporated, all right? He is methodical. He is reserved. I believe that he has the experience that we need that will get us through those gates and into the promised land. And for me, I don't have to tell you how important that is, because this is like handing off my baby. You have a baby, you raise them up. Sooner or later, you have to realize that the opportunity is bigger for them if you let them go. And that's kind of where we are. But this was definitely the hardest thing that I've ever had to do, hardest decision I've ever had to make, personally at least. But this is what's in the best interest for shareholders. I would love nothing more than to be able to ride the spotlight and be the guy getting this done. And my wife would probably say this is the first time I've been able to actually put my ego aside and make a decision. And that is the truth. Okay. So this is just the kind of deal that doesn't come around that often. And when it does, you just have to seize it. And that's what we've done. All right. And I personally, I have no regrets for the decision that I made to do it. And I'm super excited about what the future will bring. So there's a meeting on March 8th to discuss what my role might look like in the big picture. They have asked me to be on the board, and we'll keep everybody updated and see how that goes. So I will still be around. I'm not, riding off into the sunset or anything. Just the capacity, it'll be a different capacity than what it has been thus far. And, that's still kind of to be determined. I'll know more March 8th, what that can look like. So a couple things. I have committed to staying in control of and getting us through the current process with OTC markets. So obviously that doesn't change. And really anything that you've heard me announce up to this point doesn't change. Labor Smart's still going to be taking crypto. Labor Smart's still going to expand its operations and add new customers. None of that changes. Okay. The Labor Smart team, as far as the Labor Smart brand, the Labor Smart business, we put together a really great team. I rarely get a phone call from them. And when I do, it's usually something that can easily be solved by the controller. So I'm confident that business will continue to grow, and everything that we've put in plan up to this point will continue and probably grow beyond that. I think there's some significant synergies we'll get from this deal because of the relationships and the contacts that these guys have. We do business with some professional sports teams, and that's not an insignificant amount of business. And I think there could be a lot of opportunities for us if we continue to grow the Labor Smart brand alongside the opportunities that we'll get through what I believe will be some significant endorsements from professional sports for the beverage company that we just bought. So now I don't know anything about beverages other than I like to drink Red Bulls. But these guys, they've been doing this for a long time. They know what they're doing, and I'm very confident. The Zoom call that we had when, we were very public about this. So the Zoom call that we had, for me was very motivational. Just talking to Alex, it was, I can't even put it into words how the way that he spoke about what they were doing and how passionate he was. So for me, it was immediate. Just okay, yeah, let's figure out how to do a deal. All right, so we went back and forth. Truthfully, they were ready to sign this deal last week, and I slow walked it because I just wanted to be sure that this was a deal that we must do, and if we did it, how would it look going forward? And this is what I put together. All right, so I've got some notes here, just looking to see if I've missed anything. Yeah, so I'll continue to be in control of the getting current status with OTC markets, which I'm pretty confident. I actually got an email over the weekend, the OTCIQ user agreements. So I haven't looked at that yet. I've been traveling, but I believe that's probably the next step in that process. And there will be a lot of opportunities that I can bring into the business via Alpha Capital. So there's plenty for me to do here. It just won't be running the public end of it. Okay. I do think there will be a flurry of information coming out over the next few weeks and months. I did have a very good call with the team about communication expectations that I've sort of created. And I think this is important. I don't think we can expect anyone to communicate quite as much as I do, but they understand the shareholder base, the co-owner base that is here. And I believe my impression is that we'll be working closely together to ensure that there's a consistent message that is being communicated in a routine manner. Okay, so Joe will be introducing himself. I think he's got something planned for tomorrow or maybe Monday morning before the market opens. So you can expect to see comments from him as well as most likely, without foreshadowing too much, some announcements probably in the very near future related to products. Okay, so lastly, and I'm sure I've blown everybody's mind here, okay? Before I get to this, I do want to just say something here, okay? The support from the shareholder community has been just insane, okay? I mean, last week was awesome. The amount of questions that you guys, and you can tell this is not people asking questions just to ask questions. They were well thought out questions. I did an AMA on Reddit, and it was amazing. I enjoyed it, and I appreciate the shareholders who have gotten us here, supporting the company, people who stuck around. And I'm telling you, this for me, this is not the end. This is the beginning. We're gonna execute on this, and we are going to deliver everything that we promised that we would deliver. Okay, I firmly believe that, which is why I am going to cancel and retire 500 million shares of stock, common stock, all but 15 million of which were taken from the tradable float. Okay, so I've already signed the papers on this. It's already been initiated. Actually, it started Friday afternoon. So that's for 500 million shares. And that is my parting gift to the shareholders as my last major action as the president of LaborSmart. So I'm very excited about the future. I really do appreciate you guys hopping on here. We'll get something out pre-market, just kind of recapping all this with the link back to this video, just so everybody can kind of look through here. And like I said, I will be Stan did ask me to do an interview with him a little bit later. So I'm going to grab some food and we're going to do that. And hey, I appreciate you guys tuning in, and have a fantastic rest of your weekend.